Very interesting. Let's roll breathe. Take a minute. I literally had to rush. Welcome to another episode of Embrace Your Edges every Wednesday. I hope that I am going okay. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock on YouTube. So this has been a very festive and interesting evening. I forgot my purse all the way at work, and work is very far from me. So forgive me while I send my link live out so that people know that I'm already started. Um, Collect with Love, can you help me out a little bit with the link? Because this is a whole mess. Anyways, tonight's episode, we're going to talk about, accomplishing, so how do you get the best sex life ever? That is the question. I used to do it on the podcast that was called Hot Tea with Pleasures. And, you can still see some of the episodes here on YouTube. But some of my followers, they do miss that type of talk and ask that I bring that back every so often. So tonight's episode, I said, you know what, let's talk about you as a couple. How do couples, thank you, how do couples get the best sex life ever? So we're going to go dissect about 7 different habits that a lot of married couples or long-lasting couples do practice to make sure that they keep a sex life or create a sex life within their long-term relationship. And like relationships can get a little bit stale after a while. Reality becomes about financing or about the children or just life in general. And since the pandemic, one second, I'm just going to say live here, live now. Since the pandemic, the focus has been a lot on mental health as well as financial struggles. And those tend to be the 2 most important things. But we have to look at relationships because you do need that support system within your home, within your relationship, so that, to keep it healthy. And hey, I think that we all go through these moments where we we all hi I'm getting a whole bunch of messages. Yes, come on live, we're here, we're ready. uh we get so comfortable and complacent within the relationship that we forget about the other person in the relationship and their needs and their requirements and their desires, and we start coming to bed in sweats and t-shirts, maybe not t-shirts even, and we forget about that romantic side or the spark side that kept the sexual relationship a little bit spicy. I do have to give you a warning. I'll give you 2 warnings. Hi, Victor. I'll give you 2 more. First of all, before I even go any further, I just realized I didn't even introduce myself or anything like that. I'm Hillary in Ontario, Canada. Hot Tea with Embrace Your Edges. I keep doing that. Saturday nights at 8. Sorry, that's not. Whoa, Collect with Love. You got Saturday nights, girl. It's Wednesday nights. Wednesday, not Saturday. Wednesday nights. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come through. Like any of the episodes. Maybe drop a line. Let us know. It's okay. It's totally okay. Ignore the sign. It's Wednesday nights. and let us know if there are any topics you want us to talk about that I can talk about. And I am very much about avocation and all that. But tonight, let's have a little fun around the sexual desires, as well as having that spark. Let's do the spark, okay? Hi, Petra. How you doing? So we got some regulars coming in tonight. Oh, this is going to be good. You see, I bring up the spicy. I bring the spicy topic, and all the regulars show up, start talking. Okay, so here's number one. They let so healthy couples that have great relationships and great sex relationships, they let themselves get excited together when sex isn't on the menu. So, for example, for example, building up desire through the day, put an extra note, a little dirty note or something like that, to the partner, sending a little video or photo, or even a little hint, or even brushing them when you walk by, to add that extra spark. And that normally is done in public. So let's say you're in public and you're looking at her or him or them or they or whatever, and you do something that will be considered naughty in public where no one else can see, but your partner knows that move or feels a little bit of something. So, for example, I don't know, rub against their chest in public or something. Just a tease. It's like a teaser that would have the buildup all day. So, draw it out, teasing each other, as I said, when you're in public and can't do something sexual, you can't really do anything explicit or anything like that. So it's complete kind of like a secrecy between you and your mate. These are some things that hot couples have shared in the article there on HuffPost. And, so for high passionate couples, sex is just the tip of the iceberg. But is that public affection that keeps them going and gets them hot and bothered, according to them. So it might cause a little bit of frustration, but the frustration becomes sexual, and it creates more desire for the couple. I'm just going to throw the link onto Facebook as well, because as I said, I had to rush all the way back to my workplace and come all the way here. Let's see here. Live now. Okay. So number 2. Okay. Number 2. Every year they get a little dirtier. So couples tend to want to, instead of watching porn, create their own porn. And you don't have to video it. It's more of that sex talk that you do between each other. Kind of dirty talk. They always try to up the antes in the bedroom, find different creative ways to create a sexual desire or sexual tension between the two. Whether it's, grapefruiting, or just trying a next level of sex positions. And there's so many different types of sex positions out there. Make sure they're safe for you. And also, talk to your mate and see what they like. Sometimes we think that we know what our mate likes because we're enjoying it, but we haven't asked the mate if you like it or enjoy it. So maybe have that conversation and say, what is it you like and enjoy? And you might get those, don't you already know what I enjoy? No, I don't. That's what I'm asking you. I want to make sure that I'm pleasuring you at the same time I'm getting pleasure as well. Seek out new positions and new kind of things to do to explore in the bedroom. Sometimes you can even look at some of the ideas that sex therapists might be giving. And one couple that was in that post said that every year they would just do a little bit, become a little bit more dirtier, a little bit more provocative between each other. And it's something that they themselves kept as a secret in the bedroom, so that only they knew. For example, if a certain joke was to come up or in public, they would know what they were laughing about, and it would create even more sexual tension. Try to experiment, but at the same time be respectful of your mate and make sure that you have their consent when doing certain things. Keep it trashy and fun, fresh, of course, but at the same time, remember that sex life is for long term. That's what you're trying to do in a healthy relationship. So you want to make sure that you keep checking in and don't do a burnout unless it's on your knees. Waiting for Rudy. I'm waiting for Rudy too. He just said okay. Let me just give him a buzz because he just said okay. Rudy, we all waiting on you. Because Rudy is our troublemaker. Uh, he is our troublemaker, and he will come in here and ask a whole bunch of questions that are so inappropriate. Number 3, take care. Oh, there he is. He says, I'm listening. Hi, Rudy. You see, Petra's asking for you. Victor Show, because you're here. You asked me for him, and then there he is. Okay, so take care of themselves. You take care of yours. You giving me a bad name. I have not given you a bad name, Rudy. You have established that for yourself. Why is it? Think about it. Why is it that when I start talking about sex stuff, Petra's like waiting on Rudy? Right? Petra, you already know that he's a troublemaker, right? Okay. So take care of themselves, and taking care of themselves doesn't mean you need to go join a gym now. I mean, if you want to do something like that together. Oh, Rudy's asking how Victor is. He said, "What's up, Victor? How are things?" Petra said she was just checking to see if Rudy was there. Yeah, he's there. Couples with hot sex, their lives understand that feeling confident about yourself, kind of boosts the energy within the bedroom, and it has nothing to do with, as I said, hitting the gym every single day. It has to do about how you confident and how you feel about your body, about your curves, about your scars, about just the way you feel in your body. And if you really like the way you feel in your body and your partner admires your body, then it becomes a little more, there's even more of a sexual tendency. Here, peaceful and polite. You are never peaceful and polite, Victor. You and Rudy are here to give trouble. I don't know why you guys fretting. I'm surprised you say something inappropriate yet, but whatever. I'll wait. I know it's coming. Petra, don't be like your gracious host. But these are facts. These are all facts, okay? Again, they have that understanding and confidence for each other. That's how they create a good sex life. It doesn't mean that you have to be hitting the spin wheel, as I said, but that kind of confidence, that inherited sexiness, jumper cable. Anyways, they possess is more like full body and holistic than anything else. They want to feel as though that when you touch the body, you're kind of accentuating and saying things like, wow, I really enjoy your curves, or wow, I really enjoy the way your body feels, or your way your skin feels, or the glow, or whatever, using certain verbs and stuff. Host the show and mind your business. What you say in chat is my business, Mr. Sir. Okay. Phenomenal sex, just about your relationship with your partner. It's not just that. Nothing here to see. Okay. It's also about your relationship with yourself. Like, how confident do you feel in yourself? How do you feel in your own skin? Do you put on an extra sexy lingerie, or do you put on a shirt with no underwear on and just feel sexy? Do you spend extra, time oiling yourself, or pampering your skin and yourself, and looking in the mirror and admiring your flaws and feeling that confident? Rudy says what? Nothing to see here. Petra, Rudy, no. Okay. You have to take care of yourself. That might mean, oh God, that might mean making time for herself, treating yourself to an extra pedicure. I love a pedicure or manicure. I go and get my These are my nails. So I go and get my pedicure and manicure done. And after that, I feel so, extra comfy, extra good in my skin. My hands feel great. And I just want to touch my own skin. So imagine I want to touch my partner's skin as well. Rudy says, "That's right, Victor. You tell her. He's not telling me anything." So I know they're ready. It's okay, Petra. You got my back. I know. And that might also to overcoming any kind of sexual shame or guilt that you have in the bedroom, or about learning new skills to practice on your mate, like to make sure that the sex lasts longer in the bed. Because I know that a lot of people, aka men, like to brag about how long they can last. We all know that's not true because men have a certain threshold now. I don't care what they say. I mean, we can do all kind of stimulants and different things like that to make yourself go longer, but at the end of the day, there is that threshold that you do hit. And you want to make sure that you're satisfying your mate. Doesn't matter how long you are in bed with that mate. It is what you're doing. You do. It is not. It is what you're doing that satisfy the mate. Because you can go. I'm going to be ridiculous with a statement. You can go an hour, having sex with your mate, and then the mate can look at you and say, "Well, that's not satisfying," and that will probably hurt your feelings. Or you can have 5 minutes of complete pleasure because your mate is also being pleasured, and then that is even more satisfying. What are we saying now? Better get your before I get mine. Oh. Well, that's not very nice. Or I gone sleep. Well, maybe you can go sleep. See, we're talking about a healthy sex life, okay? He said, "What the heck do your nails got to do with sex?" A lot. Actually, there is one particular study that showed that a woman taking their nails and rubbing it on the partner's penis, for example, can cause pleasure, or even his nipple or her nipple. There are different ways that nails can become some very, very similar to feathers because of the different kind of texture they have. So it does. And he goes, "I don't look at nails when I'm in the sweet stuff." Well, okay. This is before. Sex doesn't start, again, sex does not start when you're in the sack. Sex starts from the minute you wake up in the morning. You have a mate. I don't smoke, so I go sleep. Okay, God. Oh, Jesus. Listen. No, what they're trying to say is for a healthy sex life, your sex starts from the time you wake up in the morning together. Touching the mate, or kissing the mate in the neck, touching them on their backs, slapping them on their bums, different things to kind of entice that sexual desire as the day goes on. By the time you get to the bed, the sex would be so hot and steamy, and there'd be so much desire going on that it makes the sex even better. That's the point. Rudy said, "I want her lips on my..." Okay. Colette, well, love, are you looking at these chats? Depends, Rudy. She probably admire her nails when she drip the tool. Okay. It could be. That could be a thing where your mate, really likes her nails and she's looking at the way it holds your penis. You never know. It could be that. Now her eyes is a different story. Now her eyes is a different story. Okay. I'm going to move on. Number 4. Oh, God. TMI. Collect says TMI. They laugh in and outside of the bedroom. So that's a healthy thing that you can have. What? Seek D? What's Seek D? What's that? Seek D. I don't get it. I don't know. That's Victor. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Take notes. See it. Oh, see it there. I guess. I'm not sure. I'm kind of lost into what he's talking about. But anyways, they laugh in and outside of the bedroom. I've seen, and I've also heard some couples talking about how they got together and it was the person's humor that really created that sexual tension between the two. Means see it de so. See what? What is it I'm seeing? I don't know what you're talking about. Um so God. So sex isn't always about sex, the act, Victor and Rudy. And it doesn't always have to be seductive and hot and sweaty. It could just be that silly things that happen during the day between the two bodies, slapping each other, even laughing at your sex sounds. Um, it could be the mention of a funny noise, making her giggle or making him giggle or they giggle is something that can build a lot of sexiness, some awkwardness between each other, an awkward moment that arises between the couple. Um, Adds to that great sex life and laugh about it. So laughing does make, laughing is something that not only makes any just sexual life better, it makes life better, period. If you a couple that can laugh together can stay together longer because you don't take things extra serious. Humor is a great release, and laughter during sex, for example, couples say that they feel less stress outside of the bedroom and enjoy sex even more. It's more fun. It's a temporary escape from reality, and they're more satisfied than most, and can't shift gear. Who can't shift gears when they hang on to things? The worst thing you can do is have. Well, here we go. I want to say this statement, and Rudy's going to say something. You ready for this? So the worst thing to do is to have frustration and then go into the bedroom and expect your mate to perform. Go, Rudy. Because I know he's going to say something silly. Oh, my God. So that's one of the things that they say that's really, really does create a very healthy sex life is humor. So I'm going to go from 1 to 4 so far, and then we're going to continue from there. So 1 would be, um, creating the excitement before actual act is on the table. Uh, I guess brushing up to them in public or doing something in public that's considered naughty but not explicit. Getting dirtier and dirtier in the bedroom is another way. Even adding sex toys if that's your thing. Remember when we had a show when I did the other podcast and Rudy loves sex toys. So what'd you say? She better perform or get the heck out. Okay. Every time I'm gonna pray for you. Then they number 3 was they care about themselves. So make sure you're confident in your body. This isn't no hotel. Oh my God. Confident in your body. They laugh in and outside of the bedroom was number 4, Rudy. So number 5, and this is one that a lot of people may or may not be into, but it does create the extra excitement. They masturbate during sex. I'm not sure if anybody ever tried that. Anybody in the audience ever tried that? But masturbating during sex, and it's either your mate masturbating you, or you masturbating each other, or you masturbating yourself and having your spouse or significant other watch you. It's a dirty secret that many successful couples or long lasting couples do share. Masturbating is much more fun when you're not doing it alone, but So plus in the process, your mate gets to see them. It's like a master class of what areas of your body or of your sexual organ is more desirable, because the sexual organ has so many different variations. It's such a complex too, but at the same time, yes, it's satisfying, but it's so complex, and there's certain areas of your partner's sexual organ that is more intensified and when to touch. Oh yeah, that's very good feeling. Open what? Oh, God. can't. Rudy, I am going to pray for you. so, so, so it allows you to really see, um, what that desire, that spot is, that particular spot of your partner's body or sexual organ is more satisfying. And a lot of couples that masturbate together, they stay together longer. They're showing their partner how much of your body gives you pleasure, or and give them insight about the kind of experiments that you have that allows pleasure to. I can't be saved. I know you can't. It puts you in control of your own desires and allows your partner, as I said, to participate in your pleasure. And then there's Rudy. Victor's gonna fall in that same hole. Watch. Okay. Number 6, they explore each other's fantasies. And this is something that I guess each couple, I mean, everybody has some kind of fantasy about either your partner or, I don't know, celebrity or your neighbor. I don't know. But there's, you're not supposed to live out your fantasy completely, but maybe use it as a tool to create that sexual desire within your relationship. So a lot of healthy couples say that they call it the good giving game. Oh, I give her a good half hour after, and then she's on her own. Okay. Oh my God. So the best sex partners are good, giving, in game. Okay. In other words, they're skilled. What? Yeah, early morning before the sun come up, the deep in the cheeks. Okay. Well, I guess Victor likes morning sex. That's what you're trying to say. So, in other words, they're skilled in bed, thanks to a lot of practice. They're generous with making sure that the partner is also desired, Rudy, not only yourself. And they're willing to try out whatever their partner is into within reason, that is. Victor. The 3Gs are especially important in a long-term relationship because you're in a committed relationship and in which things can easily become, stagnant in the bedroom. You don't want to have boredom in the bedroom in a long-term relationship. So a lot of long-term couples say that, hot sex, they know, no lies were told. They say, oh my God, I can't. My phone is going crazy over here and I'm trying, but I'm getting questions on you on WhatsApps. Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay. So long-term couples with hot sex know that each person and their own unique erotic imagination. I mean, do you know your partner's erotic fantasy? Have you ever asked them? Maybe you should. Does it include you, or does it include something that they want done to them? That's a good question to ask. And you can do a little piece here and there. You don't have to do the exact what they're looking for. Let me just read a couple of comments. Oh, here we go. Let me just make sure I don't get canceled now. Filter these comments. Oh yeah, Victor. Hope it's raining to what? I hope it's raining to hearing the rain outside. I don't understand. When the thunder rolling and the rain hitting the galvanized sheets. We need the host to keep a straight face and stop blushing. I'm not blushing. I'm not blushing. Y'all are just crazy. I'm not blushing. I find it funny as hell. But trust me, I am not blushing. what was I saying, Rudy? So yes, having, finding out a little bit of the erotic fantasy that they'll love to accomplish, and doing parts of it every so often to keep that tease. Hi, baby Eiffel. She goes, hey, good night to all. See, it's all hot in here, and man, it's not the weather. It is not the weather, girl. We got two troublemakers in here, and Petra's trying to make sure she don't get contaminated by their craziness, and Colette's trying to keep it all together. So thanks for joining us. Okay. So, hitting that deepest desire and fantasy is, and how willing is your partner willing to go? How far are they willing to go, and how much are they willing to stretch that fantasy outside of their comfort zone? Because in that, most fantasies do kind of hit that marker or put your leg outside of that comfort zone when it comes to sexuality and the confidence within your sexual body. And so, how far is your partner willing to go? As long as, again, having that conversation. Let me tell you something about sexual fantasies. Sexual fantasies is just like having a threesome. And because the third part of that, the third person is the fantasy. And you never know what your partner fantasy is until they tell you. And now, trying to create that a part of that erotica, it is not a violation of you, but it is outside of your realm, of your comfort zone. And so you want to make sure that you have that conversation with your partner to say, hey, this is my fantasy. Let's make it about us so that it doesn't only become about me, Rudy. He said, hey, big baby Eiffel, how are you doing? Oh, look at him being all nice. And give your partner, what they really want in bed, like really give them what they really want in bed. As long as, now, so for example, if my mate was to come to me and ask me for a threesome, and it's not about just a fantasy and it's involved another person, he will be want some, right? Because I'm not sharing. I'll be selfish in a relationship. I'm not sharing anybody. So having the threesome for me, outside of the conversation being, a fantasy between myself and him, and whatever his fantasy is fine. But to have an actual person will not be a conversation I'd be willing to have. So that's an example. So the example is based on the fact that you need to have that conversation with your mate to see how far outside of their comfort zone they will go, and where it satisfies your erotic fantasy, but at the same time doesn't violate their morale or oh, I knew that was going to get some hits. Here we go. Fantasy, now you're talking. You real stuck in the mud. What about a blow up doll? Are you talking? So do you do blow up dolls, Rudy? Is that what's going on? You can tell us. You can share. No one's gonna know. And number 7, they kiss and touch throughout the day. I love that. I think that is one of the most desirable and erotic, and that basically hits the marker on number 1 to 6. Kissing and touching throughout the day. Here we go. Baby Eiffel says, I am well, thank you, Rudy. Think that threesomes are overrated. Even looking at a video, someone gets overlooked and the fantasy. Yeah, but what I was saying, baby Eiffel, was that, hey, if anyone wants to do a threesome, that's on them, and you're right. To me, it's overrated. But I was talking about using the fantasy as a third person, not the actual person. It's just the idea. So it's you, your mate, and the idea. And you have to still treat it with that same kind of rule. And that rule comes around doing something, it's outside of one person's comfort zone, but having the respect to have a conversation to say what it is without going straight away and trying it without violating your partner, so that the partner is in agreement to whatever your fantasy is, as long as it doesn't, go over their rules or, structure when it comes to relationship. For me, and my example was, if my mate was to try to get me to do a threesome, it will be a done deal. So that's where I give that example. But you're right, yeah, it's so overrated to me. But for other people, that's their thing. I am not going to shame anybody for the way they their sexual desires or how they live their lives. Everybody have a thing. Everybody has a way of feeling what makes them desirable and what kind of sexuality they have. I'll never shame anybody for it. I'm just saying, for me, is not a deal. So Rudy said, "Nah, that's not my fantasy." I don't think so. I think it's a lie. I think you just lied on national. What do you mean? You would never do a fantasy, a threesome, Rudy? I don't know. I see you look a threesome kind of brother. No, they're not baby face. It all depends on the parties involved. I had a few. No, wait. Didn't you just say that it's not a threesome is not your fantasy, but you turn around and said that you had a few? Not ashamed to say they were good too. I can't. Oh no. You don't have a blow up doll. Okay. All right. That you want to talk about. Okay. I got it. So back to kissing and touching each other throughout the day. A playful pinch on the butt, or a kiss before work, makes you think throughout the day about what could possibly happen. Putting that kind of non-sexy time touch, or that's for Victor. So you think Victor's into blow up dolls? Oh Lord, you telling people secrets? And oh goodness. And showing that kind of attraction. When you touch each other, you might feel more connected with each other. For example, and you might even want to be a little bit more closer to your partner. People that caress each other, hold hands, kiss, massages. Oh, that's a good one. You ever try this? Try massaging your mate. Like, you can even create a fantasy out of it, where you can pretend to be a masseuse, and dress up the part. Why not? There are a lot of costume studios out there. Make the bed all really nice and comfortable, and have those oils ready, and maybe say you want to go into the changing room and take off all your clothes and lie on the bed and put the sheet over them and do that massage, and have the oils ready. I like warm skin and smell of shea butter. Just saying. Nice. Okay. And having the oil and create that ambiance, even have some candles going. I mean, that will give you the fantasy, that will give you the kind of flirtatious touch, all of that. That would give you in the rubbing and the stroking of each other. You can even accidentally touch your partner's sexual organ, it just a little bit, so that it gets aroused, but at the same time, there's no actual penetration. And then sensual connection to couples is always can always be done through that process of touch and kiss. So show the bubbles and what? Show the bubbles show the breast and it's on. I'm gonna use that word instead. So going back from number 5 to number 7. So healthy couples that last long, they masturbate during sex. They explore their sexual fantasies and they kiss each other. So I'm going to go from 1 to 7, and then I'm going to talk a little bit cliff notes. Oh God. Okay, so what are these cliff notes about, Victor? He says, so again, number Too old for all the foreplay. Well, if you want a long-term committed relationship and you want to keep that spark in the relationship, you can never be too old for anything. They have people there in their 80s and 90s and still doing flirtatious stuff toward each other to keep the relationship going. Keep the relationship spicy. You do not want to have a stagnant relationship in the bedroom where, going to bed becomes just about snoring and no kind of intensity and desire and sexual frustration between you and your mate. Good sexual frustration. Victor, I told you she ain't no bitch. Hurry up with the thing. Baby Eiffel and Petra, can you please save these two brothers? Anyways, so number 1 to 7 for good, healthy relationships and getting that good going game. Uh, they let themselves get excited together, Victor and Rudy, even when the sex isn't on the menu. So teasing each other. Every year, they get a little dirtier. Having that conversation, keeping it spicy, finding different things, maybe bringing a toy into the bedroom that both agree on. And they take care of themselves, feeling confident in your body, feeling desirable to your own self. You ever stand in front of the mirror and touch yourself and like really touch your skin and touch your hair and your lips and look at yourself and admire your body and say, you know what, yeah, I have flaws, but I love who I am. What that Yeah, we don't know what he means by you are a cat or dog. I don't know what that means. What that means, car or dog. I silverback. I don't know what they're talking about. So, the next one is they laugh out loud in the bedroom. So laughter again keeps the relationship going. Oh my God, they they masturbate together. What are they talking about in the chat? I don't know. It's just turned to animals talk. So let me just read a little bit of what's going on here. It says, uh, just saying. Oh, okay. Rudy says, Victor, you a cat or dog? And Victor says, what do you mean, cat or dog? And then Victor says, silverback. And Victor says again, gorilla status. Rudy says, sorry, CST. Oh, cat. Sorry, cat. I'm not sure what they're talking about. That's totally above my. I don't know what they're talking about. And then Petra says, yes, no sharing. So I'm lost. what's Collect with love? Maybe you can put that together. I have no clue what you're talking about. The number 6 is exploring each other's fantasies, keeping that, know what your partner wants, what kind of erotica that they can do within the respect of you as the other partner. Having that conversation, saying, how far outside the box is for you and what kind of desire you hope to accomplish with this particular fantasy. And remember, never do anything that's going to make your partner uncomfortable, because the objective is to create that long-lasting good sex relationship. And they kiss and touch each other throughout the day, just to show that they care about each other. And it's normally something where, again, a playful pinch or touch of the shoulder or pulling the hair a little bit, just to, let them know, like, I think you're kind of cute. Something like that. And remember that the objective is to keep that connection outside of the bedroom and inside of the bedroom. You want to be able to make sure that your relationship does not come stagnant when it comes to sex, and that the desire is still there after 5, 10, 15, even a year, okay? Because we hear read so many different articles about couples who find their relationship boring, or I've heard people call their partners a roommate, or call their partner the other person in the house. you know, I've heard couples, one person in the relationship saying, "I spend time with each other. I'm at the table reading, and she's doing something or he's doing something." Being in the house together doesn't mean that they're having an intimate relationship or that you're committed to each other. It just means you're in the house together. Having a committed relationship includes that compromise between you and your mate so that you guys can both be satisfied as much as possible, too, of course, within reason. Rudy said, simple terms, he doing down on his woman first, and he's going straight to the dog style smack. What? So he's pleasuring his woman, and then he's going to have sex. Okay, I just do what it takes to get the job done. It's not an assignment, people. Well, I hope that in all this talk, Mr. Rudy and Mr. Victor, you guys ask your mate or your significant other or partner or whoever, what makes them tick and and whether or not they're satisfied, not just you two being satisfied. I can't. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to pray for both of them. So you can take a look at the article over on HuffPost. It talks about, 7 habits of a couple with the hottest sex life. That's right, my brother. What? That is, well, anyways. I do not understand those two. So again, we don't often look at long-term relationships as hot, earth-shattering, sexy, good sex relationships. People talk about all the different hardships and different things like that, but having that piece of the relationship that is healthy makes other parts of the relationship easier to talk about and have discussions around. It's really plenty of couples and have figure out how to keep things fresh and in the bedroom and after being long term together. And Petra says, Rudy, I think the next sex show you need to join and share with us, because you know a lot. And Victor says, grace before meals. And Rudy, I love it. Colette put up a poll. Should we put a vote if we should put Rudy on the next show? I love it. I'll vote yes. And Rudy says, Bayesian Talk wouldn't know anything about that. Rudy on the next show. Yeah, let's vote for putting Rudy on the next show. If you want to put Rudy on the next show, the voting button is right there. Just click on that yes or no, and we can put him out. We can start harassing him to be on the next show. I will create a show. I will forget about the next show and create a sex topic just so that Rudy come on and give his 2 cents about relationships. I can't. I love it. I love it, Colette. I love it. Put that voting button up. So anyways, so these are some of the things that long-term and committed, I love it, committed couples have done. Those 7 things to keep their relationship spicy and to keep it going. And remember, it's not only about you, Rudy. Yes, Rudy, the people want you. It's not only about you, Rudy. It's also about the person next to you in the bed. Okay? You want to make sure that they are also feeling good. My name is long and sad. Rudy for president, I can't. Okay. Anyways, that is the topic for tonight, and I hope that you guys get the whole idea around. These two make me laugh every time. It's hilarious having them on here. All 4 of them. I love when Baby Eiffel challenges them and Petra puts little crumbs down so that they can go at it. So the good giving game, that's what you want in your relationship. You want to make sure that it's good, that they're giving, and that you also create that game. What about the women in the chat hiding? Anyways, so if you want to win, oops, I'm holding the wrong way, a copy of Survive Then Thrive, you can make sure that you listen in. I'm going to actually try to get rid of this book tonight. It is autographed by the author. And so, it's really keeping hope alive. So, everyone that's in the chat tonight, okay? So, if you can tell me what is number 4 of the list, you will win this copy of the book. So, I had given 7 ways to keep your partner, keep the relationship hot and spicy. What was number 4? So if you can give me what number 4 is on the list, you will win this autographed book by Peggy Onlock, and Survive Then Thrive. If not tonight, I will keep this book and I can't. I will keep the book and we'll create another one. So nope, that's not it. Undercover freaks. So who is that's the author from our last 2 shows. Like, I think it was 2 shows ago. She came on and she talked about her book, Survive Not Thrive. It's about overcoming different areas of mental health and PTSD, and dealing with and how you manage PTSD in your life. A lot of us do deal with PTSD. Us as the Black population, we know a lot about PTSD, as that's part of our cultural makeup and the different things that we've experienced under colonialism. Unfortunately, it comes to generational PTSD. But again, anyone want to know what number 4 is? I don't know. I know Rudy doesn't know what number 4 is because he was being here talking a whole bunch of craziness the whole show. So anyways, if anyone knows what number 4 is, the first person to send it to me either on IG, Facebook, or YouTube, credit card. Oh my God, they're all got it wrong. Again, if you want to check out the show and find out what number 4 was, you can, the first person to send it over to IG, Facebook, or YouTube, we will send the copy of the book out to you. So with that, tell me about your edges. We did start out the show, the first show, talking about different vegan dishes. You forgot because you were here making a whole bunch of mess, Rudy. That's why. And I'm not telling you again. Watch the show over. I was talking about the transitioning from vegetarian to vegan. It was a hard road this time, and I did it not for purposes like others where it's about not eating animals and all that. It has nothing to do with that. For me, it had to do with health, and also I have a lot of allergies. So I found that my body performed better when I didn't eat certain meat products. So, and I'm allergic to red meat as well. So went back to vegan, and so I was sharing some recipes, and you were supposed to send me some recipes and do the recipe that I said around the potato paste that creates or lessens your blood pressure. So we're still waiting on the results of that, and once that we have as many people as possible, that we will create a winner, and that winner, we have a special prize for them. So thank you so much for coming through tonight. Thank you, Rudy, you crazy person, you. Crime and Punishment. Oh God, that is not number 4. Thank Rudy. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Baby Eiffel. And thank you, Petra, and all those others in chat and all those listening in tonight. I thank you so much. Collect with love. Thank you so much for all that you do. Remember, the show is on Wednesday nights, not Saturday. Wednesday night. Future topic. Oh, crime and punishment. Okay. Are you going to come on? Are you going to come on if I create a show around crime and punishment? Because if you are, we will make that our next show. Okay. Um, so if that's the case, you're going to be my guest. So you let me know, and we will make that the next show, Rudy. So again, Wednesday nights here on. He goes, yes, I would. Okay, fine. So the next show is going to be Crime and Punishment. We'll put something together, and Rudy is going to be our special guest in in the Ram. This is going to be interesting. Okay, good. So Wednesday night at 8, next Wednesday at 8 here live on YouTube, Rudy from the chat is going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking about crime and punishment. I'm excited about that. My background is criminology, and my background is criminal justice. So I am very, very much interested in that topic. So we will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Remember to check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and like and comment on the show. Check us out on Instagram, Spotify. It's streaming after. You can listen to any of the shows, the episodes on Spotify, and you can check me out on my personal page on Facebook. And with that, all the ghosts in the hallway, I can't. All the ghosts in the hallway, what ghosts? Participate. Oh my God. I get it. All the other people in the background there that are just listening and to participate. Okay, I get it. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for supporting, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Enjoy, and we will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. With that, I say adieu and good night. Au revoir. Ciao. Bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Bye. Thank you, guys.